Hey guys, All in Crypto here and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. I hope you've all had a fantastic Monday so far and a cracking start to your week. Today guys, we're going to be jumping into Vechain and I'm going to be telling you why I believe new all-time highs for Vechain are a month or so away. And in actual fact, from where we are today, just to get back to our previous all-time highs for Vechain is around about, I believe, 160 or so %. So that is a whopping trade. Now, before I go on, as I'm directly talking to price and the kind of gains I believe are going to be made for Vechain holders in a short period of time, certainly people that get in or have already got in at these low levels, let me just state that I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say or do on this channel is financial advice, and this video should definitely not be took as financial advice. This is all just my own opinion. Bear it in mind. Come over to the charts, look at things yourself. We've laid out a roadmap for Vechain. We called this falling wedge, which is a trend reversal structure from your previous lower highs and lower lows, and you are now making higher highs and higher lows. So the trend to me looks to have reversed. You've flipped your EMA. There's a number of things we've looked at in this video to kind of convince us that we are in a uptrending market, such as the stock RSI, which formed its bullish cross way down here that we kept you up to date with, and your normal RSI. We were also waiting for volume to come back. We know to the 1 and the 2 wave, volume went very low. From the 3 and the 4 wave, volume is following suit. I also want to be showing you something that is about to happen for Vechain that I believe is going to really kick off that move towards our previous all-time highs and into price discovery. Now, we know the entire market is just following Bitcoin. Bitcoin broke out of its falling wedge and indeed has reversed the trend, making higher highs and higher lows and higher highs, and I believe this is going to continue with moderate pullbacks along the way. We're not just going to blast out of this. People get very disheartened when the market sells off slightly. We know there is currently an infrastructure bill going through in the US, which would have detrimental ramifications for the crypto space. We covered that in our Cardano video, and we've covered it in quite a lot of detail in previous videos. So look out for them if you are not quite up to date with that. So the what I believe is essentially coming, I think we're on this fifth and final wave, which is going to take us towards that $1 plus range. You know, we overlaid schematics, we overlaid I can do it very quickly for you if you want. We overlaid the 1 and the 2 and 3 wave onto our current market cycle, and you can see the kind of patterns are very similar, even though the percentages have been more severe during this sell-off due to Bitcoin and its severity and the kind of leveraged getting liquidated out of the system. The trajectory is still the same, guys, and you are just about to take that EMA, start to hopefully break it as resistance and use it as support, like many altcoins have across the board, and continue on in this fifth and final wave. And if we look at the kind of date for our 2 wave, the kind of November period and the end of that, and we go back and look at that, what I want you to do is pay attention to the 20 EMA and the 55 EMA, the 20 being in the more bolder yellow and the 55 being in the kind of blue. I'm actually going to change that color because it blends in quite nicely. What color shall we change it to? Let's change it to a red, guys. So what I want to point out is what is about to happen. You're about to have a bullish cross form here. This could essentially, with summer somewhat coming to an end across the board, we know markets tend to be low volume. This is the reason for the low volume at the moment, plus the sell-off causing a kind of lack of interest in the crypto space. When prices go up, everyone's interested. When they go down, it's only sad cases like me that stick around. But essentially, you know, with summer coming to an end, you know, the last time we formed one of these bullish crosses was right at the end of our 2 waves, so around about the November period. You can see you formed this bullish cross, and it was not long at all before you got to your prior all-time highs. Around about a month or so ago, we'll very quickly just work that out. So your previous all-time highs was around about 32 days until you got there after forming this cross. Now, I'm not saying it's going to play out this time, but when you take everything into account that I've just spoke to you about, like your RSI, your stock RSI, you know, the kind of patterns seeming to repeat, the market sentiment, the summer coming to an end, the 4-year cycle theory, when you take everything into account, guys, in my opinion, you have a perfect storm setting up for Vechain, and I am very much I'm happy that I can't believe you got Vechain at 5 cents at one point. That was a fantastic entry point, and I believe in hindsight is going to have looked at exactly that. Now, you don't just want to FOMO necessarily into Vechain. Perhaps looking for a pullback is a wise decision, and you're going to get that if you sort of reject off any of these resistance levels. You want to be buying at support, not resistance. This is kind of how markets move, and if you're looking for an entry point, it's always good to put. It's always dangerous to time the markets. I told you about my friend that sold Bitcoin at 12k and ended up having to buy it or get back into the market a lot later on at a significantly higher price, thinking it was going to go lower. It's always very tricky to time the markets, but it is always a good idea to maybe look for entry points that you know on down days, on red days is always typically a good time to buy and kind of dollar cost average in. So we're exceptionally bullish on Vechain. It's followed the trajectory we've set out for it so far, and ultimately we believe Vechain is going towards that $1 mark. So I know that's going to make a lot of you happy. Ultimately the whole market is just following Bitcoin. Bitcoin looks beautiful, like I say, it's broke out of its falling wedge and is also set to go back to its all-time highs. I just want to share this with you. This is from the Lunar Crush social listings of crypto. This is Vechain was their top trending search. Vechain is a real fan favorite. I mean, far more so over Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Shiba, Doge, which are usually quite heavily searched coins. This really shows you that Vechain is becoming a fan favorite. In the video we made previously on Vechain, we spoke about how they are cornering the cat food or the pet food industry in China. You know, Vechain have a huge, and it can't be understated, competitive advantage in regards to China and how China, they've already got partners with the governments. They're involved in rollouts across the world. Super amazing project, and you know, I'm a big fan of Sunny Lu and Vechain, and that's the reason we like Vechain so much. Is really due to their unique kind of purposes. Somebody had mentioned that other blockchains do of course run supply chains, like Cardano for example. That is absolutely correct, but Vechain are very focused on that specific goal and already have brilliant partnerships in that space, whereas something like Cardano cannot just do supply chains, they do everything. You know, you can do the limits are somewhat endless with a smart contract blockchain. We do know DeFi is, or certainly starting to emerge on Vechain. Last thing I want to talk to you about, guys, is Binance. Now, I know Binance is the most popular retail exchange. I personally, only if there's the only reason I really use Binance nowadays is to buy something that I can't get elsewhere and to transfer it onto a cold storage wallet. However, I know a lot of you use Binance and keep your crypto in Binance. If you have Vechain on Binance and your Vechain is just doing nothing, you can actually earn VETHO on it. So I know there is a huge argument with people saying, look, you know, don't use Binance to stake. We don't push any referrals or anything on this channel. It's up to you guys who you want to use. You know, we're not promoting any kind of, I can tell you who I use and who I don't use. Like I say, I use Binance if there is a coin there. They are quite useful for that sometimes that I can't get access to elsewhere, or if the launchpad or perhaps some of their options. But if you go over to finance on the Binance homepage, you go over to Binance this might be useful for some of you that haven't quite figured out how to stake yet. You come down, it says don't just hodl your crypto, grow it. Go to lock staking. Make sure it's lock staking, by the way, guys, because DeFi staking and other stakings carry a lot more risk, whereas lock staking you're pretty much guaranteed to get the percentages. And Binance have a brilliant track record, to be quite fair to them, even though they're a centralized entity that promotes centralization in a way, and they really benefit quite a lot from you staking with them. It's just if you've got coins and you're not very crypto savvy, and we are going to get more aggressive with teaching you how to do things within the crypto space, you can actually come over, they'll give you a list of staked cryptos. You can come down to Vet, you can actually stake for a lockup period. I think 15 days is the only option now, but at least you're gaining percentages on your crypto, whereas you wouldn't perhaps otherwise be. We know Vechain isn't actually the best crypto to stake. It doesn't give you a very high percentage yield. I'm seeing if actually Vechain is its own separate thing. I think it's just VETHO that you can get for your Vechain, but it might be worth doing, guys. It will move over to an earn wallet until the contract is completed, and then it will move back to your wallet. So some people get quite worried that they've lost their crypto. It's not the case. And this is just something that I think I stake every single cryptocurrency, proof of stake crypto that I have, or proof of authority in Vechain's case, I stake and earn on, because I don't see a reason why not to. So that's just a bit of useful information. I know there are a lot of people out there that say please don't stake on Binance. But for people that aren't necessarily and just have their crypto sat in a Binance, you're not losing anything. Yes, I know you're funding a centralized exchange, and Binance not only benefit from you actually buying crypto from them, but quite largely from the stake pools that they operate. But to me, for new people to the space that aren't comfortable moving their crypto about, setting up their own Vechain wallets, etc., it is a bit of a no-brainer, because you're kind of earning on your crypto for nothing, essentially. So that's really all I have for you in this video, guys. Vechain is looking beautiful. We're going to make Vechain. We said we're going to cover this project more regularly. There seems to be a following for it. It's one of our top altcoins. We are excited about the project, and one thing that we know is it moves very fast when it starts to get moving, and we think that's around the corner, guys. So that's really all I have for you in this video, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin's looking great. Vechain's looking great. The overall market's looking great. We have the infrastructure bill, which... yeah, there's silver linings in everything, guys. The fact that they're actually looking to regulate this space shows that they believe it's here to stay. However, the way they're planning on regulating it would completely kill off a lot of innovation in the space, and be very detrimental to DeFi, certainly that sector, and many others, certainly proof-of-stake cryptos. But I don't think that they will pass it, because it doesn't take a genius to look at the bill that they're proposing and kind of work out just how detrimental it would be. And if the whole aim of this bill is to an infrastructure bill to gain money via taxing certain areas of the economy, they want to think twice about doing that in the way they are, because there would be no money there to tax if they completely kill off any innovation and a whole sector of a space. So that's really all I have for you, guys. I've rambled on for long enough, I believe. I'm going to love and leave you on that note. I hope you've all had a fantastic day. If you've enjoyed the content, a like is always appreciated. So is a comment, guys, and hopefully I will see you all in the next video if you found use from this video. Get subscribed, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you all in the next one, guys. Have a fantastic day.